Good evening and a warm welcome to Top Billing. One of the most stressful things about getting married is where to hold the reception. When Grant Hewlett asked Diana Briggs to marry him, however, there was no agonizing over which wine estate, sea or mountainside venue. In fact, they had all three on this property belonging to Grant's parents. And we're delighted to say it's our location for tonight.
The story of this home began with a phone call about gold mining from a woman called Jessie to a geologist named Nick. He came for lunch, met her lion cubs, and in the end, it was in each other that they found the real gold.
So you traded in the lions in Zim for lion's heads?
Absolutely. We ran out of food in Zimbabwe because of the political situation, and with our new beautiful marriage, this is our new home.
In Zimbabwe we live in a lovely house in Harare and another on her farm, but here we decided to go for a sort of West Coast experience and much more modern and contemporary living. It's turned out very well. Jessie's put an awful lot of effort into it.
While the lie of the land dictates certain structural necessities, the interiors were open for Jessie to decorate in what she calls stories.
I love the fact that there's big open spaces and yet it's still quite private and intimate.
On this terrace there was absolutely nothing when we moved in, so I've encased it in glass and put my Zimbabwe story of just sitting around a campfire. On that story, I've put a teppanyaki bar in, which is in the cupboards, and so we can have a whole sushi story out there as well.
It's Nick who has the great eye and feel for fabric, so together they make a rather formidable decor outfit. Since you perch on the side of this mountain for the view, they've also made the most of that.
This is absolutely magnificent. I've never seen a view quite like this in my entire life. It's just surrounding your room.
And Clifton Beach is wonderful.
Looking out from the comfort of their bed is like a magic carpet ride over the Atlantic.
We stayed at a beautiful island in Mozambique called Bemisi Island, and I sort of found this wonderful oversized king poster bed. So we brought the ideas home, and I just think that romance is always there with a lovely white room.
Jessie loves a challenge. Where others might have seen the support pillars as eyesores, she saw them as an opportunity.
I love how you've maximized the space. In fact, it's probably the best room I've ever seen for entertaining.
You should have actually seen this place when we first moved in. It was just a mound of earth from all the way from the back of the stilts right down to the front. Once we created the garden, the vision of having a French kitchen in here and terracing and entertainment all just came together. My husband actually says that the upstairs part of the house was an investment, and now this is now turned into home.
While the design is contemporary, surrounded as it is by mountain, sky and sea, it has a rambling country feel. Ideal for the wedding of Jessie's son Grant and his fiancée Diana.
The vineyard, I believe, is the smallest and most expensive in the country.
Well, there are only 100 plants. We're going to start producing a Merlot with Relly's help, who's a winemaker, and there'll be just enough to drink for myself, I think, probably, but special friends will get a bottle here and there.
The garden was grown just for the wedding. 9 months prior, cosmos seed imported from England was sown by a horticulturalist to flower specifically in the period around the wedding date.
Thank goodness we've managed to get the timing absolutely impeccable, and the wedding should be very beautiful with all the white cosmos. Very romantic.
Jess and Nick clearly went through a lot of trouble for your wedding day. Is it exactly what you wanted?
It's more than what I wanted. My mom and Nick have done an amazing thing in the garden here, and it's really looking amazing.
No, it's actually a fairy tale wedding for any woman.
No less effort went into the dress, for which designer Gert van der Merwe was given full license, his favorite brief.
We decided to keep it very Midsummer Night's Dream, and it had to appear that it wasn't stitched at all. It had to just float around her, layers of textures of tulle, lace, silk organza, held together by Swarovski crystals, cut seeds, Indian sequins, coming down the aisle, walking through a field of cosmos into a dream.
It's been 9 months in the making, I think, but it's turned out even better than I could have imagined.
Needing a flat area for the ceremony, they negotiated with the local council to grow and tend a new garden in the most unlikely of settings.
We are standing on the Cape Town Reservoir, which is just a slab of concrete. She's then turned it into a formal garden and then changed her mind and went for this vision of cosmos. It's romantic, it's luscious, it's a midsummer's night.
The flowers on the tables were a mix of Edwardian potted plants and glass jars to frame them in a modern conservatory feel.
The first thing that came to mind was the movie Great Expectations, and I thought it'd be a nice idea or a nice take to do a single table for 60 or 70 guests and laden with objets and a collection of beautiful things.
The walk down the aisle and the ceremony in this country garden setting was itself a scene straight out of Room with a View or Howard's End. Serenaded live by the band Freshly Ground, the romance of the vows soon gave way to the African vibe of the party and a menu composed of literally everything you ever wanted.
It's like a burst feast. We're just bringing plate after plate after plate so the feast can just go on all evening. We're having lamb cutlets, we're having seared Namibian sirloin, rolled chicken with spinach and ricotta, seared tuna on lemongrass skewers, and rich lobster bisque. It's just going to keep coming.
And they were true to their word. No one had tasted, seen or experienced anything like it.
When one works so hard, what you sow you reap. It's actually turned out far better than I actually even imagined. Children are happy too.
This is every girl's dream. The chandeliers, the crystal, the food, the music, Freshly Ground. It is fantastic.
You know, everyone said it's incredible, it's amazing, it's this, it's that. But, you know, life's made up of moments, and I think it's one of those moments that's unforgettable. My heart was out of my body. It was amazing. And I'm glad she did come down now.
A little more than a walk down the aisle would be needed to work off everything from a venison potjie on an open fire to West Coast oysters and duck pancakes. The band set the pace, the crowd followed, and somewhere, Jessie had finally relaxed.
Coming up, a romantic venue that could compete with this location, and one question wins our month of love getaway to a magical Scottish lakeside inn.